Hi, my name is Brian Adcock. I am the race director and founder of Castle Triathlon Series. Those of you that are runners and who are doing the run-only events at Hever, that's either the marathon, the half marathon, or the 10K, then you are watching the right video. So please pin your ears back and just listen into what I've got to say for the next 10 minutes or so. So you'll be sent out information, and I know for many reasons people don't always read the information, but one of the most important things on there is that when you're approaching the event on either the 26th or the 27th of September, that you follow my AA style signs, and please don't follow your sat navs, because you'll end up at the front entrance to the castle, which is completely the wrong entrance to get into the event. And it's also where there'll be quite a lot of activity with cyclists coming in and out. And if your car is added into the mix, you will not help the situation. So please do not follow your sat navs, but follow my yellow AA style signage, which will say Hever Castle Triathlon Event. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen with you and explain what happens when you get into the car park. So bear with me a second. And we'll look at this one first of all. So you'll enter the car park via a lane which runs basically down in this direction down here, which is called Rectory Lane, and you'll be making a right turn into the car park area. You'll pass car park E on your right hand side, then you're into car park D, which is the biggest. But if you're coming earlier in the day, we'll park you as close as we possibly can to the event down here in car park B. This is also where the disabled car parking is, which is up against this hedge line on the right hand side of car park B. You park up your car in a socially distanced manner, and then unpack all of your stuff and anything that you need with you to come into the event, and make your way into the corner of these fields and then into what is usually car park A, but which has become the holding area for the purposes of this event. You will notice as you enter and exit each of the car parks, there is a letter which will be up on a big sign. Please take note of the letter car park that you're in, so that you don't spend hours looking for your car when you come back out of the event and everything looks a bit different. So the holding area itself, this is what it will look like. You'll enter from this corner down here. That's car park B, and that's where the disabled parking will be. And you'll see immediately in front of you a barriered off area, which has got 3 marquees directly facing you. The way this is going to work is that competitors who come with their spectators will enter through these 5 lanes, and spectators who come independently of their competitor, for whatever reason, probably won't happen with you guys as runners, but certainly for some of the longer distance triathletes, their spectators come later in the day. Anyway, they would enter down here, and they get access into the event through this lane and don't have to wait like everybody else does. You guys will be grouped into groups of 75 for administrative purposes, and you'll all be given a 15-minute window to turn up to the event. So let's say that your run time start was 4 o'clock on the Sunday afternoon, then you would be given a turn up time of 2:45 to 3 o'clock. So you have a 15-minute window, 2:45 to 3 o'clock, where you and 74 other competitors will turn up, and you'll be loaded into these 5 bays here. When it gets to the stroke of 3 o'clock, your 75 will be allowed through at this end and pick up the various routes and paths and bits of pin and rope that take you onto the event in this direction. This will be done in a socially distanced way, so that we'll let this lane go first, then this lane, then this lane. Please keep your distance throughout your stay on the event. And that is the way that the holding area will work. You then, the other things to note in this area are that there are some toilets here. So if you do arrive a little bit early, there is a toilet that you can go to. And if you do arrive early, please just make your way to the side of the field, so that you're not stood directly in front of the main entrance here, so that we can get those people that are supposed to be coming in that 15-minute window block into their particular area. There's also a PPE store. It's not a requirement of the event that you need to wear PPE, but should you want to purchase some, then we will make sure that there is PPE for purchase in the holding area. Okay, and that's the exit to the event, which we'll go through at the end. So I'm just going to grab another diagram, so bear with me a second. And I'll pick up this one here. And this talks about your arrival onto the event proper. So this is where you were down in the holding area in this blue box here, and you'll be brought onto the event via the dotted red line that you can see here that goes almost directly in front of the start. There'll be a crossing point there, so don't worry about crashing into anybody. You'll then come into the main events field where you'll see the triathlon transition, the trade village, and you'll be able to look down over the lake. You walk along the right hand side of the hedge line, and you'll bypass the BTF licensed tent because that's only for triathletes. And then at S-50, that's your start time minus 50 minutes, you will arrive at registration. Registration will be set up with 5 desks. Each desk will have a person and a laptop on it, and then you will identify yourself and you'll be allocated a number which will get recorded on that laptop so that we know that as you cross the start line with that particular timing device that's in your envelope, then we will be able to give you your correct time. You then move from there and you'll basically be sent through the middle of transition, out the far side, and then via the toilets, which are a further set of toilets up against the deer fence over here, you'll make your way into the bag drop area. Bag drop is a large buried off area. You will have a number that corresponds to your race number pinned to the floor, and that is the meter square that you'll be able to leave your waterproof bag in before making your way to your run start. We've allocated approximately half an hour from the time that you get into bag drop before your race. You'll have plenty of time for a warm-up, and there's loads of space in this field if you don't want to go back into the main event proper at that point in time. And as I say, your nearest set of toilets will be up against the deer fence over here. At approximately S-6, there are 75 of you in your particular administrative way will be called forward into a holding area, and then over the course of the next few minutes, you'll be given any update on routes and any other notes that you may require to get around the course safely, but you won't be given a full briefing like we would normally do because that will be done online, and you'll see another video for that. You will then be called forward individually to make your start on or about your given start time. As you cross the start line, your time will automatically start, so it doesn't matter if you don't go exactly at the time that you had thought that you've been lined up for, but you'll be plus or minus a couple of minutes, and then that's you out on the course. There is a separate video for you to watch, which will detail the actual route itself, so please watch that separately. One final slide to share with you. Again, bear with me while I share my screen, and this is your departure from the event. So you will come down this as the finishing straight. This is where you finish here. The finish area will be different from previous years, namely that the guys that are manning the finish area will be wearing full PPE, and the finish area will be laid up in such a way that you'll have takeaway cups of drink and food, which will be covered, and you will have to grab your own medal from the medal table where they'll be laid out for you, just to try and reduce as many of the touch points as we possibly can. From the finish, you'll make your way back through the trade village, following this dotted red line, back through the bag drop, and where you'll pick up your bag and belongings, and then you can either egress straight to the car park down here, or you've got a further 45 minutes or so to spend in and around the village area, which is in this location here. There will be concessions for takeaway food, there will be a few trade stands, and there will be a bar, and there will be some form of live music playing, albeit not the usual full-on bands that we put on. So when you finish enjoying that, you can then make your way back through the jousting field and then to the exit point over here. And just to flick on to one final slide. Bear with me. So when you depart, this is you coming back through, past the bag drop, out through the jousting field, and then you'll come back into car park B. And depending on where you've been parked up, you can then make your way to your car. Obviously, remember your letter for your car park, either B, C, D, or E, which is just off the map down the bottom there. And then you'll exit via the same gate that you came in through off Rectory Lane, except this time as you go out, you must turn right, and there'll be a sign there and a marshal there pushing you right, and that'll take you out onto the upfield lane. And from there, you can turn either left or right, depending on your final destination. So that's pretty much it as far as your general brief is concerned. I hope you have a good race and a safe day. And now, if you haven't watched it already, you guys who are doing run-onlys should watch the run-only video, which will be a description of your route. Thank you very much for watching.